Welcome to my YouTube channel, Junker Junction. This is a brand new channel. I've never done this before, so I can promise you I'm going to be bad at it. For three reasons. One, because I'm really awkward in front of a camera. Two, I don't know anything about computers. And three, I don't know anything about video. So put those three things together and it gave me this wild idea to start a YouTube channel. So here we are, and we're going to try to figure out our way through it. So being that this is a brand new channel, I figured I'd give a little bit of a rundown here on basically what I'm going to be doing on this channel. And more or less, I really can't give you much of an answer on it. It's mainly going to be car related. Sometimes it might be working on a car, other days it might be going to the racetrack. We might have just a video about being at the racetrack. Could be RC cars, could be boats, who knows. It's more or less just what me and my friends get into, you know, whenever we're hanging out and working on stuff. So one thing I can guarantee is we're gonna have fun while we're doing it, and that's mainly why I wanted to do this. And maybe you guys can laugh at us on the way, because we are not professionals. So with all that being said, and realizing that I am going to be terrible with this and really awkward, let's get down to the real reason for this whole video. This is my 1981 Chevy Malibu wagon that's right behind us. And boys, let me tell you, she is a unit. This thing, whenever I went and looked at it, I didn't actually buy it. It seemed locked up. Didn't really want something that I couldn't drive in and out of my garage. Didn't really care what motor it was, I just wanted it to run. But beyond that, this car smelled so bad. Like, I've been in a lot of smelly cars, but this one was full of mice and cat food bags, which drew the mice. I couldn't take the smell, and I even have a strong stomach for smells, but this was by far the worst smelling car that I've ever gone and looked at. But she is definitely a unit. But the story goes, came home, didn't buy the car. A friend of mine that I went down with, he bought a truck from down there. And the longer I was home, the more I realized that I kind of did want the car. So we eventually went back down and dealt with a little bit of the smell down there, got the car cleaned out, got it on the trailer, and got it back home. But yeah, it's turned out it wasn't locked up. The smog pump on it was locked up, which prevented the motor from turning over. What are you doing, chicken? That's what I thought. So got all the belts off of it and we ran it. Had the 4.3 in it. It ran bad, let me tell you. This thing ran terrible. So we did the right thing and just finished it off, blew it up, doing donuts in the dirt with it. Which that little 4.3 was working to make it do donuts. But yeah, so it's a unit. And my friend Dylan, he took the car and he was like, hey, just drop it off at my house since you don't really have time right now. He said, I'll get a motor in it, I'll make it run. He said, I'm not going to do it right, but I'll make it run and I'll get it there. That way you can finish it. He said, I have plenty of time right now. So yeah, that's what we did. So let's check out what's going on. I really haven't looked at this car since he brought it over here. It only came up yesterday, so let's have a look. I guess we can start with the biggest thing here, which would be the motor. Now the motor even isn't that good. It was in another project that we had that we overheated a lot. It still seems to run okay, but definitely wouldn't trust it. Oh, did you hear all that rust? Must all come out of here. Well, that's not a problem. That carburetor will eat it. Because 350s love to eat rust. But anyhow, there it is. He got her shoved in there. Everything's kind of temporary. The motor's going to be getting pulled back out. Because I got to finish welding the motor mounts in. Those are the stock motor mounts that came in the car. He just took them off the frame, slid them forward. That way we didn't get any other motor mounts. We didn't have to buy anything. So I got to pull the motor back out, re-weld the motor mounts, or finish welding the motor mounts, I should say. And yeah, just go over everything, because everything that was done is just a temporary thing, just to make it run and drive. It did drive here. Definitely not on public roads, of course, but it did drive like 5 miles here. So, yeah, let's have a look at her. It's a pretty basic setup. I mean, there's nothing fancy, obviously, about this car. It's a pile, but it's going to be a good project. The carburetor is brand new. That I had sitting for another project that I ended up not working on right away. So that went on this car. I did have to buy a brand new set of headers for it. They're the cheapest ones I could find for a G-body, because G-body headers are quite a bit different than your standard, you know, Chevy header that'll pretty much fit anything. Just got the little electric fuel pump on there. Looks like that might be, let's follow this. Oh, that's just on an alligator clip here. I think that's, oh, we got the fan too. Cool. So it looks like the fuel pump and the fan is off that alligator switch, or alligator clip rather. Battery cable. I'd imagine if we let the battery hooked up, the car will probably catch on fire. Yeah, that's the biggest part of this. The car is surprisingly solid. It looks like total trash, but it is actually solid. Underneath the car is, I want to say rust free, but it's not. It's Pennsylvania rust free. Yeah, there isn't a lot of work elsewhere to do on the car. It all needs gone through, but there isn't like any major construction that needs done. Just everything that we're doing is going to make it better, not necessarily need it, and I say that in air quotes. So yeah, that's the biggest part over here. Let's check out the rest of it. Let's just start off in the back here. It's one of the reasons why I kind of like these cars. They got tailgates. It needs cleaned out terribly bad. I have not touched this car one bit yet. I haven't done a single thing to it. So, first thing I'm going to do, pull everything in it out. Just get rid of all of it. And then what I want to keep, I'll wash, I'll clean, try to reuse it, because I'm trying to see how cheap of a car we can build. Man, look at that. Could you imagine being a kid in 1981 and you just get to sit back here and look at this view the whole time? Man, that must have been perfect. This car is so ugly that it makes it interesting. God, is it ugly in here. Yeah, full set of headers here. Actually, I think they're off of a motor that I took over that we ended up not using. Got the flat tire, that's alright. I see he already put a dial on it for what he thinks it's going to run. I don't know, it might be pretty close. This same motor in an S10 went 1430, I think, so we'll see what happens. Oh, this is a score here. Check these out. These are the factory hubcaps for this car. Oh, man. This smell, guys, I'm telling you, this is terrible. Yeah, maybe somewhere somebody wants those hubcaps, but I can tell you for sure I definitely don't. So if any of you guys want them hubcaps, you can have them. But this interior, for being as dirty as it is actually in really nice shape. I don't see any tears anywhere in these seats. They still feel squishy. Headliners are alright. Seat. Oh, got a little bit of a tear in the seat belt there. Looks like a mouse might have, a mouse might have chewed through that. That's That's fine. You can see up there in the steering wheel, she don't look too good, but I think that might even clean up. Headliner's missing. That's kind of a bummer. I like headliners, but I'm sure it wasn't worth saving anyhow. Crawling the passenger side here. Everything new car scent. Oh yeah, that's right. I put that in there pulling it home because it smelled so bad. We actually stopped at a car wash and sprayed this off. Paid like $3 for one air freshener out of one of their tiny little quarter machines that give you air fresheners. But yeah, that's basically the rundown on this guy here. Oh no, I haven't opened this yet. Boy, this smell. I hate to keep bringing that back up, but I just hope you guys understand how bad this car smells. Oh. Yep. Well, there is the evidence of some of the mice, at least, that were in here. There you can see it's just all over. This car needs badly cleaned. That's the first thing that's going to get done. Before I even touch anything else mechanical on this car, it's getting cleaned. But truly, it's for as bad as it looks, it is a solid unit. I guess the last thing we got to do here is see how she runs. I was going to drive her here, but it looks like she has some flat tires. Just going to rip her up around the grass. Yeah, that can wait for another day. We'll just see how she runs for now. Alright. See how the starting process goes here. Guess we'll try to get our battery hooked up here. Now I hear it buzzing inside. So that must be making connection. There isn't actually any nuts for this, but I'm sure that'll be fine. There's, oh, a lot of sparks. That's fine too. Got the fuel pump. Got the fan. Let's go start this thing up and see what happens. Oh, that's right. He did tell me. He did put 2 mufflers on it. It does no longer have 2 mufflers. One of them fell off on the way here. But that's fine. At least one side's quiet. Couldn't really see nothing there, but the underside of the car really is clean. Other little interesting fact that he told me is the motor fell off of the cherry picker. He said it either bent the front of the crank or it bent the balancer. Look at that. Oh man. Boy, that is bad. Look at that thing shake. We're just going to run her until it kicks the rod out anyway. I have another motor I can put together for this, so not a big deal. If we waste the 350, that's fine. Check engine. Yeah, that's fine. Brake light works. Do we have a horn? Nah, horn doesn't work. Man, that's a deal breaker. Let's see what happens there. That is just raw power. All 165 worn out 350 horsepowers. I can't believe it's just sitting here and running. Gotta give it to Holly. Their carburetor's out of the box always works real good. You guys, let's get this shut down here and tell you what some of the plans are here. Oh no, that's right. I forgot that. Alright, well, that's my bad. I forgot that you can't shut this car off. I tried pounding on the steering column with a sledgehammer. You know, all the tricks that you should try for a car that you actually like a little bit. Cannot get the switch to shut off. So yeah, let's figure out what we're going to do here. What do we do here? Let's do this. Alright, well I guess the alternator works good. We'll just set that back on there for now. What else can we do? Alright, well, it's got a choke. Let's see if this works. Let's see if we can choke her off. Oh man, that worked like a charm. Who needs an ignition switch? You got a good choke, you don't even need an ignition switch. That's why the battery stays unhooked. That's right. Totally forgot about that. But yeah, that's the monster here in all of her glory. Hacked together, but running. Absolutely running. And that is what matters. And you'll see, let's get this flipped around. You'll see a lot of that on this channel. We truly enjoy absolutely hacking stuff to make it run. Just because it's fun to us. We do things in a little bit of an unconventional way. But hey, it doesn't stay that way. We just make stuff run by any means that we can at first, and then we make it good. So hopefully you'll be able to see some progress from this car on the channel here. Some things I do to it. I have a couple projects coming up here that you're going to see. So yeah, there she is. Have a good one, guys.